Hey guys, thanks for joining me for part 2 of this series of where I'm restoring the family samurai. A lot of this episode is just going to be more disassembly, nothing exciting I'm afraid, but I figured I would throw it all together because I did take the time to do the footage and this could be helpful to someone. Right now we're just trying to figure out where certain wires go. The wires that lead up to the headlamp and stuff confused us for a while. As you can see, we've got little tags on everything. Trying to make it as organized as possible, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to putting it all back together. As you can see, some of the stuff written on there, and that was my best idea to try and keep it all under control. Now, this is the next day. I'm trying to take a few other things apart. This will be the first and only time you ever see me wear that shirt. I was wearing a nicer shirt underneath it, and I just happened to have that in my car and decided to throw it on. Most of these videos are actually to help me also remember where everything came from, because there's a lot of parts, and I don't have a ton of space where I'm working on this project right now, so I try my best to remember where everything is, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember where everything goes. But with this video's help, I'm sure I can get it back together. This heating assembly gave me a little bit of trouble because a lot of these hoses were not giving up. As you can see, one of them is bent, and it completely messed up everything, so I'm gonna have to replace most of these lines are gonna get replaced because they're dry rotted, but a lot of the connectors also are gonna need to be replaced. But once I got this figured out, it was a lot easier. I'm hoping to get the whole system back together, including the air conditioning, because I like air conditioning. I'm gonna go ahead and let this play out. You enjoy this music. Okay, so here's the update. I haven't had much video lately, unfortunately. I got the body off the frame. I would have taken video of that, but I honestly just forgot, and it was pretty simple to do. Surprisingly, none of my bolts were seized. I'm kind of using this as a shelf at the moment, but there were 10 total bolts holding it on, 2 behind there, or 2 underneath that tailgate, 2 right about there underneath the body, 1 in there, 1 Right there, there. If you go into the car, you can see them pretty easy. And then there were two that were in the front. On those two posts right there. But they were already seized and broken off. I guess those two were technically. But they were just so rusted when I took the front end off that this was already separated, so I don't have to worry about that. So since then, got the wiring harness off, took the transmission out, real light, one person can lift that sucker. Got all the wiring bumpers off the back. Not sure where I put them at the moment. I believe they're still attached, honestly. Some of the bumper stuff is... Nope. Okay. So that is the rear bumper right there. And the rest of it, oh, it's still attached to the frame. There we go. All that's going to be a nightmare to get off. So here's the plan. Over the next couple days, I'm going to hopefully get this frame completely stripped down. I'm currently taking off the axles. I'm gonna clean them up as best I can. I might end up replacing this one. This one's pretty rough. Take out the transfer case, take out the fuel tank, take off all these lines, and save them. I'm not going to just like clip them and pull them off. I'm going to try to take off every bracket because I'm going to use them as templates to make my new ones, and hopefully that goes smoothly. I'm sure I'm going to have to replace a bunch of this stuff, maybe fabricate some new brackets and weld them on. And my goal is to get this frame down to basically just the springs, the axles, and shocks, and that's it, so that I can push it on out there and hopefully get a wire wheel to it and take off as much rust as possible and power wash it and see what I can accomplish here and try and get it as clean as I can so that I can treat it with some chassis saver or something like that. And I'm not a big fan of the, what was it, I think POR 18 or some number, because it, in my opinion, it just flakes off too easy. The new welder that I've been using to help make all this possible, and I will be using a lot, basically fabricating a whole new body for this thing. And alright, I guess let's get to it. Now here's me just taking apart all the drive shafts. And again, I apologize for my boxers. I swear I have a belt. It'll get around here somewhere. Taking out the transfer case, which actually ended up giving me quite a bit of trouble on the bolt I'm about to move to, because the bushing actually seized up on the bolt and it was spinning around. So I did everything I could, and I ended up using a pair of channel locks to hold it down with, you know, a death grip. I tried some other things, but that didn't work out, so I went back to the channel locks and just held as tight as I could, and it did eventually come off. Surprisingly simple to take this apart. I broke my glove whenever I was using the channel locks. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to disconnect all the brake and fuel lines. Nothing exciting.